that, and then we do what we do. What's up, OG? Good to see you, bro.
OG in the building?
Oh yeah, he in the building. He won't let us call him OG, but he the OG of the Book of Man. You earn the right to be called OG. You don't call yourself that. Oh yeah, what it do? Hey, that's my boy right there, man. Telling you, did a lot for the channel and for the page.
Good evening, America, worldwide, Georgia, Atlanta, Savannah, Chatham County, Fulton County, Gwinnett County. You know all the spaces and points in between, anywhere, everywhere, worldwide. Welcome. Thursday night, Book of Man, book study, 48 Laws of Power. We in it. We getting deep into the chapters now. It is he, Mr. J. Sims, the Lion himself. Welcome you all to another episode with myself and none other than Doc. How you doing this evening?
Jay, man, I'm happy to be here as always. Ready to share, man. Ready to get in here and figure this stuff out. This is the things that help us. Hopefully, fellas, ladies out there watching, if you have an opinion or maybe see something about the text that we have not saw, go ahead and drop us a comment. Or if you check the description, the link will be in the description if you want to come on the show and chop it up with us over here.
Also, don't forget, Saturday, we got a big show Saturday on the Book of Man's regular Saturday, 11 o'clock a.m. podcast, live feed, stream, whatever you want to call it. We got a big show for y'all this week. We got a couple of major special guests joining us. We need y'all to come in and check us out. We got some tips for all you gentlemen out there to make your Valentine's Day special and go the right way. Kind of get you some help. We know you're struggling. This is last minute, but you'll take it because you need it.
That's right.
So join
Percy
us
and Mr.
Saturday at 11.
Larry.
Oh yeah, they know who it is. The old
Percy.
school players and pimps, and we got them in the building. The gentlemen of leisure, fun activities. They show you how to handle these women and show them right. Mr. Larry and Percy himself, themselves, in the building.
1 and 2. One
right, so
and 2.
Yes, sir. So this week we're going down. We in chapter 6. Court attention.
Yeah.
At all costs. Now, I have very mixed emotions about this particular chapter, sir. How do you feel about it?
Well, you know what? I think that for me, this chapter was important. And, I always try to look at things in a way that other people hadn't looked at it yet. And for me, I like what it's saying, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's all about how you do it. I view it as a way to dispel what we normally think about people who try to get attention.
I can see that angle. I believe it's one of those subjects where timing is of the utmost importance, and when you tie it to a previous chapter, which is protect your reputation.
Yeah.
You still have to worry about what kind of attention you get.
Yeah.
And he goes over that in the chapter to a certain extent, especially when he's talking about how P.T. Barnum didn't care what kind of attention he got, but he had already built a reputation prior to that.
Man, but you know what? There's a quote in here. And I was going to save it, but I think I'm going to say it now because it's a good time to say it. Let me see, I wrote it down. It said that, where is it? About people being like lint. They will quickly gather in one place where the attention is, and then you can gently sweep them in the direction you want them to go.
Right.
And that quote is what really changed how I thought about this chapter, because in essence you just want to get people to look at you and what you're doing. For people like us with this, we got to get people to see us, so that means that we have to put ourselves out there and get attention, for them to come and say, hey, what they doing, then they can see the value.
Right. Well, and I think that's very critical. I think my issue with this chapter, I ain't gonna say issue, but I think it's a great lesson, but it's incomplete.
Okay.
Because I think, yes, court the attention, seek the attention, get it however you need to get it, but you have to have an offering once you have it.
Yeah.
Like people want to know what this is, what this is, but as soon as if they get there and realize there ain't nothing to it, it's not gonna hold any attention. You have to have some kind of offering.
And he say something about that toward the end of the chapter. Not only not having that offering, but not doing the same things over and over.
Right.
People get tired of it.
Correct. He said about being able to adapt and reinvent yourself.
Exactly.
Which I think are great tools and tips. I think my issue is probably the at all cost portion of that. I don't know if no matter what, because he said all attention is good attention, but in my opinion, I don't think so.
I think that the higher you, or depending on what you're trying to do, that works. For instance, there's a man YouTuber who rose to quite a large amount of fame for some of his shock value when he talks to ladies.
Right.
And that attention, got him over 1 million YouTube subscribers in less than a year. And that's something that take people decades to do.
Right. But he also has an offering. He's
that's right.
Speaking to men and women. And I think a lot of the information he puts out is good information, as well as it sparks conversation more than anything.
Yeah.
And I think there are more conversations being had about the dynamic and between men and women, especially specifically black men and women, than has been had in a long time.
That's right. But
At
I want to
least
take
20 years.
Oh, go ahead. But I want to take two views of this before we jump into what they're talking about. One, us doing this, we're trying to do something good, and you say we have an offering and we are building it. We do the Saturday talks. We got the Thursday book studies. You and I was also talking about some other content we're going to do to help fellas get to where they need to be, talking about credit and finances and things to take care of their families. So we have an offering. But for us, we need to gather that attention to get people to come in. For instance, what we talked about, well, like that Facebook post that was going around, and I wish we probably need to talk about that one. I think that's another thing, because your comment got attention.
Oh, okay. You talking about,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
And then my comment got a little bit, but yours was much more, hey, look at this. This is it. Right. So now when they hear you like, oh, what this dude talking about? Right. Then they're going to run over and look and see, okay, well, let me see what they're doing over here.
Right.
So that's for, people like us. If we in the public eye and doing something, yeah, that's it. Oh, right. Shout out to Mr. Brown Insurance in the building. Thank you, brother, for tuning in. But back to what I was talking about. How does this apply to the regular man? How does this apply to the regular person that's watching us right now?
Okay. In my opinion, there are certain times when you absolutely want to shine the spotlight on yourself. For example, if you work somewhere, you got your job or whatever, and you come up with a solid quality idea that's going to help production or save the company some money. You want to make sure that at that moment you get the attention put on yourself so you can make that statement and drive that home, because that might be the difference between a raise, a promotion, just an overall better quality of life for you and your family. So, but at the same time, the at all cost is because there's other ways to get attention at work that aren't positive, and you can get all the attention you want, and then you'll be out the door, and they'll still be talking about you when you're gone, but you won't be making no more money.
That's true. That's true. All right. So I got a suggestion. So people in the audience, if you're watching, hit the like button, show the love button. When you do that, more people can see this video, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook Watch. We want to get this out. So go ahead and hit that button. The more you hit it, the more they like it. And it's free.
Cost you nothing.
That's right. Not a thing. But I want to jump on something else. I'm going to bring it down even smaller.
Okay.
There's a saying. They say closed mouth don't get fed.
That's true.
I heard that this week. Let me tell y'all what happened. I'm with T-Mobile. So it was time to get a new phone. The wife said, yeah, I need a new phone. I can't do my videos or sell my T-shirts, none of this stuff. I hadn't had a new phone since like 2016. So I ride it for a long time.
Me too. I'm a rider on my phone.
I did, because I just don't want, I'm stingy, bro. I'm stingy. I don't be wanting to, I'm stingy. I can afford it, but I ain't paying it. Yeah. But so what happened was I went, got the phones right, worked out the deal, did all the stuff. Went there, they said, all right, 2 to 3 days, phone will be at your house. 2 to 3 days, it wasn't at my house.
Okay.
I call them. Oh yeah, it's on the way. It's on the way. Now this was like a week later. Still ain't there. And when the phone got there, I opened the box. Oh, my phones are here. Open the box. 2 iPhone 13 Pro. I can't stand, people that know me know I can't stand Apple. So for them to send that to my house was a supreme travesty. So the closed mouth part is, if I would not have been kept calling them every day, complaining and saying things, getting attention to me, I wouldn't have had bill credits. They wouldn't have did all this stuff. I would have been, stuck with this stuff, and it would have cost me dearly.
Right.
So for the regular man, getting that attention works. But I see what you're saying at all costs, because I think with anything, it all has to have a line. It got to have a line you not willing to cross.
Right.
And I think that's what you're saying.
It's just that depending on the realm that you live in or that you work in, or, celebrity versus the regular man and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For a celebrity, yes, most attention is good attention. Like 90% of the attention is good attention, because you just want people talking about you.
Yeah.
For us, the average man, the regular man or whatever, all attention ain't good attention. You don't I don't want the police attention.
No.
I want them to think I'm not around. I don't even know who that guy is. He all right.
I'm invisible.
I'm invisible. And then let's go to something we all have done as young men.
Yeah.
When it's time to get out there and you're trying to, date this one and date that one, all the attention from every woman ain't good attention.
Yeah, it could drive you in a place that you don't want to be.
Or you might have more on your hands than you can handle.
True that. True
So,
that. But you know what? But I'm going to swing it this way, though. And as I was reading this and writing down my notes, I keep going back to the reason why the author wrote the book. Why did Robert Greene write this book?
As a letter to his 21-year-old self.
And what's also important is where he was when he was 21.
Right.
He was in L.A. He was doing all that stuff. So now when you think about courting attention and what you said about celebrities, and maybe I imagine he looked at it and said, well, how did this person get all this influence?
Right.
Right there. Because this is what he saw.
And let's talk about the power of influence. I mean, you got people who do nothing but have influence on social media platforms. Yeah. And that attention has turned themselves into millionaires. Yeah. And their entire quote unquote job is social media influencer. Mm-hmm. No real
that's
skill.
New career.
Yeah. Haven't learned anything. Never had don't have any real discernible talent or nothing that really adds to society. They just a social media influence.
Yeah. That's true.
They figured out how to get people to click on them, and that attention, it did it for them. Take somebody like Brittany Renner. She's an ex low-level college soccer player.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's true.
That's it. But she's one of the most, she's extremely well known throughout, American society at this point. She had whatever she had in her little relationship. She's getting that money. And plus she get paid social media money for being on stuff, for being around. So,
that's right.
It works out.
That's right. That's right. So we got, Mr. Brown, it does take a skill. You got to have skill to do that too. I mean, and that's true. That's true. Being comfortable in front of the camera, speaking, talking to people, but also, playing the game.
Right.
Playing the game. Look what OG said. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong. Let me get that over here. OG.
You're not lying.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true. And they're right. It takes a skill to, that's why it's court attention at all costs. It is a skill to get that much attention to you.
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting whether or not it's a skill. I'm saying depending on the realm in which you exist, all attention is not good attention.
I wonder if, did you say that? And I said earlier about how does it apply to the regular man? Mm-hmm. Now, if you are trying to push your family forward, that's a thing that all of us are doing. And then getting that attention might be something worth doing. Mm-hmm. In a certain way. But you know what? Let's talk about that, man. Let's dig into this thing. Part one, because this chapter has two parts. And the first one says, surround your name with the sensational and the scandalous. So just from being around, and the judgment, the quote at the beginning say everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. And it's further on, stand out, be conspicuous at all costs, make yourself a magnet of attention by appearing larger and more colorful and more mysterious than the bland, timid masses.
Right. And I like the mysterious part.
Yeah.
I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Let people wonder. Let people, give them something to think about. Don't let them have you figure it out. I 100% agree with that portion. That's the portion in which I probably stand behind the most. It's one of the things I did very well in certain arenas that I've been a part of in my life. Was to try to leave a little air of mystery. I especially in earlier dealing with women or whatever. One of the major things I did was gave them as little information as possible.
Yeah.
That it take to complete my task, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Always leave a person wanting more, kind of thing. So that's one thing I absolutely agree with.
But I'm gonna tell you, for me again, what struck being the type of person I am, the things that I do. Hey. You know what? No, OG, you know what they doing? They don't want that. They trying to get him to go down into one of them timeshares. That's what they trying to do. That's what they trying to do.
That's the Marriott or the Hilton.
Oh, they watched the show. That's why my phone ain't ringing. They ain't calling me. They know you going. They know you going. Oh man, you know what? If you don't know, that's the ongoing joke. That's the ongoing joke right there.
And listen, if the right one called me, I'm going too. I give him that little $199. Get it out me. I'm gonna get a $199 for 5 days the next time.
Okay, get the whole thing.
Yeah, I gotta get the big one.
But what I was saying though, being that I'm in the church, I do the things in the church, and doing what I do in the community and at the schools, all of that. I was always taught to be humble and stay low key.
Mm-hmm.
And more recently, I've started putting myself out there. I mean, I'm on video. Everybody can see it. I'm going out front for a lot of things. And I have noticed a difference in my life because I started doing that. It made me reevaluate what being humble really is.
Okay.
It made me look at it and like, well, okay, being humble is not hiding your gifts, because he talked about this in that chapter about not covering up your gifts and the things that make you shine.
Right.
But you would lead to believe that being humble is that. But you got to use your gifts.
Yes.
So that's what this chapter taught me.
Okay. Yes, I agree. You do have to put yourself out to a certain extent, and you have to get yourself into a place to use your gifts.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely correct. And you may have to kick that door down sometimes rather than wait for somebody to open that door for you.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel this ties so strongly into the chapter about reputation.
Yeah.
If you already have a strong reputation, you already built yourself a strong reputation, then you can get that attention and you can handle it and work your way through it, regardless of how whether the intention is good or bad. For example, let's take an actor who's made like Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm.
He can make a dud movie right now, and I'm gonna forgive him.
Yeah, it don't matter.
That's one. His reputation is so strong with me, man. So all right, he didn't do a good job in this one, but I know this Leo, he coming back on the next one. So it's like
right. So he can do because of his reputation and that he earned trust.
Right.
That the
some negative attention about a bad movie ain't gonna kill him.
You could take more chances.
Right.
You can take more chances. You said that's why this chapter come next after that one. Yes, sir. But But it's a part in there in the first inch of the document of this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
The things I wrote down, and this again, what got into me and changed just how I was thinking when I read it, create an unforgettable and even controversial image, right?
Right.
Seem larger than life and shine more brightly than those around you. Make no distinction between the kinds of attention. Notoriety will bring you power. Okay. Oh, and then say better to be slandered and attacked than be ignored. Now, in my notes, what I wrote is not negative. That unforgettable way you could be because of your knowledge.
Yep.
It could be because of your talent, because of your attitude, because of how you look. All of those things can be unforgettable and controversial. I mean, think about this. I mean, let's say, for instance, you the dude who known for wearing Pro Wings, but you step out hard with those Pro Wings, but they know you for that.
Right.
And they get that attention, but guess who know you? Everybody, because you the dude that wear the Pro Wings.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So okay. I can see where it said notoriety would bring power, because the power is the attention.
Yes, but let's talk about how this is tying back to previous chapters now.
Yeah. All right.
First chapter. What's the first chapter? Never outshine
the master.
And we all know about our boy Fouquet. He was getting big attention.
That's true. And he got Fouquet.
He got Fouquet right up out of there.
It was over with.
So attention is great, but like I said, it's a major thing with timing here.
Yeah.
You have to have your timing right, and you have to be able to read the room and know your audience.
Yeah.
Because you can get major attention. Oh, I'm sure they was talking about that party the next day. Oh, I'm sure they was. Yeah. Oh man, we got down at Nick's house last night.
Hey,
Nick went in, man. I can't wait till the next one. Ain't gonna be no next one. Why? Nick in prison.
Hey,
I ain't never coming home.
But I guarantee he was. Everybody was saying them Nick. I'm throwing that Nick party. I'm throwing them Nick parties. And see, it's in certain situations it's okay to outshine somebody, and yep, that's in that first chapter all day long.
I don't know if it's ever the right occasion to outshine the master. Well, actually, it does say it says the master on his way out. It says if the master on his way out and you on your way up, it's okay. You
go ahead and.
So I think.
Man. All right.
Well, it's addressed later on. Timing, the importance of timing.
Yeah.
Throughout these 48 laws.
Mm-hmm. Well, but also, you know what I just noticed? Is that, all right, in the beginning, the observance of the law in part 1, P.T. Barnum, you brought him up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew what he was doing. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you court that attention, do it with a purpose.
Okay.
Because that's what P.T. Barnum did. His purpose was to get people to the circus.
Right.
So he went out dressed like the man that everybody knew killed somebody but got off. Right. That's like going out being dressed like OJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And walking around town. I mean, they didn't beat him up, tore his clothes off, but when they found out it wasn't him, he had to go. They say go to the circus and find out it's me.
Right.
So his whole goal
was to get him to the circus.
Get to the circus. So even throughout this whole thing, these people not courting attention just to satisfy their ego. It has a reason and a purpose.
Right.
And that's what he did. He got him there. Or like further on, we talk about he hired the homeless man to walk around and put bricks on the ground, 5 bricks, right. Go back, pick them up, and everybody start following to find out what in the world going on. Where did the bricks lead? To the museum where he was at.
Right. And I think that's a very, very clear that right there. Purpose.
Yeah.
Have a purpose for the intention. So court the attention.
Yeah.
But have a purpose behind courting the attention.
Well,
and then have something to offer once you have it.
Well, I mean, think about what you just said though. Court. Court is a verb.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it. You got to court somebody.
Yes.
So it is. You have to be. So that's my lesson out of this. Be intentional about courting the attention. Just don't be trying to get attention for your ego, but do it with a purpose. I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to get a raise. You got a purpose for doing stuff.
Right.
And drawing that attention. Man, I done got a lot. We can go home now. I'm good. I'm telling you, man, that was big for me.
Yeah.
That was big.
And I think our personal, we've all been raised a certain kind of way. Oh, don't be clout chasing. Don't be trying to be shining. Don't try to be shining all the time. Stay low key. Watch out for this person. Watch out for that. And that's a lot of stuff in our community. And when we hear something like court attention at all costs,
yeah,
it sounds immediately to us like you trying that hard to get everybody to look at you.
But
like,
think back though, man. Think the back in the day. Them fellas were courting attention all day long. When they rolled up in that Delta 88 and all you hear is wham, 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 wham. You courting attention. Yeah. Or, everybody who skipped school to go buy Jordans, courting attention. Everybody who put Stay Flow on their pants. You had Stay Flow on those pants.
Yes,
they were standing up by themselves.
Put that Stay Flow in the bottle, shake it up, spray. First time we was buying spray bottles empty.
I had some people, boy, them jokers would get the Stay Flow bottle and put a spray nozzle on the top of the Stay Flow bottle.
No, they doing it concentrate.
Oh. You had to wear them more than one time.
That's old school right there, but we give away our age with that one.
Yeah. Hey, man, you can see my age. I'm gray all over. I don't even care. But he says something interesting in this book. Hey, what OG still in the house? He know what's up. Oh man, but this is the thing that stands out to me right here. He said, at the beginning of your rise to the top, spend all your energy on attracting attention. And the quality of the attention is irrelevant. I want to dig right into that one. Because think about us, what we doing.
Right.
It's early. So we want to get attention.
Correct.
So guess what we did? We got Percy and Larry to come on the show.
Right.
We got C. Wright to come on the show.
Yeah.
We got Gus to come on the show. We got Big Bad Frank to come on the show.
Yeah.
So, we did things to gain attention. But the second part is what the quality of attention. And you said something about this earlier. Now, people want positive attention.
Right.
But also you may be attacked or criticized. And you say this on every show. If you have any criticisms, tell us what we're doing well and what we're not. Right. Because, people watch stuff because they hate watch it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I watched, I believe it was Howard Stern's movie, and it said the people that love him watch for 45 minutes. People that hated him listen for an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Mm-hmm.
They hated him. They said, what's the reason you listen to him? The
right.
people that loved him said, I want to hear what he has to say next.
Yeah.
People that hate him said, I want to hear what he has to say next. But guess what? All of them listening.
Look, man. OG. Man, you can do it from the phone, brother. You don't have to come to the house to be on the show. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, right outside of that good food you cook all the time.
I'm telling you.
So, hey, but if you want to do that, man, you always welcome on the show. You come on right now if you want to. You click it on. You can be on camera. You don't have to. I know you got some good input. But anyway, man, I mean, that's just what I'm getting out of this, man. Attracting that attention, even if people criticizing what you're doing. I thought it won't look good. Hey, you don't have to turn on the camera. You don't have to turn on the camera. All we got to do is hear your voice. It'll be good. You can have an avatar.
Yeah,
but
you gonna be all right, OG. We take it high. It's like church in here. We take it. Come as you are.
hey, there you go. There you go. But what I was saying though about the bad attention, and this is what I'm getting. A lot of creators, a lot of people would not talk about certain things because they don't want that criticism.
Right.
Keeping it. I mean, I was like, I'm gonna tell you, this was me. I've been making YouTube videos for like the past maybe 2.5 years. And for the longest time, everything was, positive stuff. Until I made that video saying why single parents are losers. I would have never made that before. But I put it out there, single parents are losers. And I titled it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that got some attention because people ask me why they losers.
Right.
Okay, then I can answer that.
Right.
So I would not run from that. That just doing the topics wouldn't cause me to waver, to shake. Because I wouldn't want the certain kind of attention because, I got a lot to think about. Got the whole reputation to go through. I got the stuff with the church to do. I got the stuff at school. It's a lot of things that I got to stay squeaky clean for.
Right.
But I got to figure out how to do it and still say what I'm going to say. And that's what this chapter taught me.
Don't worry about it, Doc. I don't got to be squeaky clean, Doc. I can get dirty. Doc, I can get dirty for you. Don't worry about it. Just tell me what you want to talk about. I get dirty for you. Doc. Hey, I don't care. My job ain't gonna hold me. Ain't gonna have nothing to do. I work behind the scenes. They don't care. I can say whatever I want to say.
Yep. And see, he says how you deliver it. And see, good thing he said that because it's a way that I have to comport myself.
Right.
And that's what this taught me. This is the lesson I'm getting out of this, that I don't have to shy away from all kinds of stuff. But again, I have to be intentional and actually do it going toward a goal.
Right.
And going toward a specific purpose and how I want to do it. So let me ask you this, man. How would what we just talked about, how would this relate to the regular man? I know we talked about it earlier, but now that we're in a different part of the conversation, how does this relate to just the regular dude out there, man, the dude who working a 9 to 5 or, driving forklift, welding stuff? How does work for them?
Well, I think it's the same. The principle stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
You want the attention. You just want to make sure you control the outcome from the attention. Like, to a certain extent, what they say is true. Doesn't matter how you get the attention, as long as you have that purpose or that offering immediately once you get it. They can come over there. They can come talk to you because you got the pro wings. But when they start talking, my man with the pro wings are kind of smart. My man with the pro wings know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might wear pro wings, but you ain't know he was wearing pro wings because pro wings was paying him, paying him to wear the pro wings. You ain't know that he was wearing pro wings because he got bad feet, and those are the only ones that don't hurt his feet.
They work. Mm-hmm.
Then you talk to him and you realize, oh, okay, there's a method to this madness. He ain't just out here in the pro wings. He out here in the pro wings for a reason.
He doing it.
So I think it ties into what you said about intention. Be intentional. Even if you weren't intentional about the attention, about garnering the attention.
Yeah.
Once you have it, you have to figure out, how to adequately use your platform. Whatever that is, big, small, at the job, at the house, amongst your peer group of friends, whatever it is, if you have attention, you got to do it. Like I know amongst some of my friends, I got different sets of friends. And some of my friends, I'm higher or lower on said totem pole of influence in the group. And I know in the groups of friends that I got a massive quantities of influence, I'm going to try to influence them in a positive light all the time because I know they're looking at me like that.
Right.
They're looking at me like, man, Jay, what we going to do?
Yeah. You shouldn't be the smartest person in your group.
I didn't say I was the smartest one. I said I had the most influence. Influence
Yeah.
and intelligence are not the same thing.
Well, and you're right. You're right. But I guess what I'm getting to is that of any specific talent or attribute, you shouldn't be the top all the time.
That's true.
Because we have to learn from somebody. We got to get something from somebody. You know.
Which is why you may need more than one group.
Oh yeah. Well, let's talk about that because I'm all about that. You
Right.
know.
I mean, take somebody like yourself. You got the church group.
Mm-hmm.
People you know and you met through the church. You got people you met and you know through the school.
Mm-hmm.
And then in your studies, you got people you have met and you know in your academics. In your academic world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you got professional, academic, and your church. And then outside of that, you also have your friends and your peer group of friends.
That's true.
You know. So in each of those groups, I'm sure you fit in a different place.
Yeah.
For hierarchy, education, income, finance. In each of those groups, you probably fall somewhere different in each group.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people say, you know, you shouldn't be the smartest in your group. Well, you know, if I'm an adult and the rest of them kids, I better be the smartest.
But you know, you still can learn something from them.
That's true.
Because I do it every day, man. Every single day. Every day. There's a part here, man, that kind of bring it home for me. And this also, I guess, says that if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. That's what people have to understand. With this whole book, you don't have to do everything in it.
Correct.
It's just showing you how it works. But it says, the worst fate in the world for a man who yearns fame, glory, and of course power is to be ignored. But if you don't want any of that stuff, you don't have to do it because it don't make a difference.
And that's one thing you have to remember with this book. This is the 48 laws of power. Mm-hmm. These are ways to gain and improve power. Some of us aren't outwardly chasing power.
No.
Now, the book does address that and say we all are playing the game of power to some extent, but some of us aren't outwardly chasing it, or we are only chasing it in one aspect of our life and not another.
You know, I think about. Oh, go ahead, man. I don't want to cut you. Go ahead.
No, and like you said, every law in the 48 laws of power may not be one you can use and execute.
That's true.
You may only be able to use 14 of these laws, but knowing all 48 will make you more powerful than just somebody else who doesn't.
How it worked. You know, I wrote this a long time ago. I said that a man needs to know how things work.
Right.
A man needs to know how things work. And that don't necessarily mean an engine. That don't necessarily mean some kind of tool. But you gotta know how people work.
Right.
You gotta know how the world rotates, how it works. You know, I'm gonna go back to, you know, with the whole power thing. It's energy. And Albert Einstein, you know, energy is not created or destroyed. It's just transformed.
Mm-hmm.
Power, social power, is a transformation of energy.
Correct.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, getting people to look at you, being able to navigate what you do with yourself, it translates into momentum, a motion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why power is important. You know what? People court power in small things. Think about a conversation. See, right now, we have a balance of power.
Right.
You talk, I talk. But then some people, they want to talk all the time.
Yep.
And they overtalk people.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
We know we all know somebody like that. Have to dominate every conversation they're in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
To each their own.
Yeah.
And I think in this chapter, you know, as we are covering this chapter, again, it's all about how you want to play the game, what laws you want to execute and use. And for some people, attention is necessary and quite effective way of accomplishing their goals in the realm of power. And and I can absolutely see how they can use it. I don't know if it's not one of the top laws I would use and apply, other than in our situation, what we're doing here in this world. I'm a fully apply in my own personal life and in my professional life, not so much.
Well, all right, listen to this. This might change your mind a little bit.
Okay.
Keys to power. You have to learn how to attract attention, right? And it says at the start of your career, you must attach your name and reputation to a quality, an image that sets you apart from other people. This image could be something like a characteristic style of dress or a personality quirk that amuses people or gets talked about. Once the image is established, you have an appearance, a place in the sky for your star. When I hear that, be yourself and don't hide the qualities that make you you.
Right.
You know, I've known kids that were very brilliant, but they pretended like they was dumb so they would fit in or people wouldn't mess with them. I mean, no lie, I saw it. And kids would tell me this, oh yeah, I can't get too good grades on this. It blew my mind when I heard it, but it's true. I mean, we do it as adults. I do it. And I'm not talking about, people being smart or dumb. I'm not talking about that. But there are times, when I might not be what I normally be. You know what I'm saying? I'll be something different. And not as in being fake or something like that, but just, I guess, not embracing who I really am. And that's what I think this chapter is talking about too, because we shy away from a lot of things. We try to hide it.
Yeah.
But embrace that, man. You gotta embrace it.
And I can definitely see where you are. I think attention is one of those things we are taught to kind of shy away from. You don't want to seem like you trying to do too much, or you begging for attention. So we tend to shy away from it. But it definitely has its uses. For example, with your situation with the phone, if you wouldn't have said nothing, you'd have probably still been sitting waiting on the phone.
Oh yeah, I'd have been hot.
Then you would have got the wrong ones. It'd have been later. You'd have waited longer and got the wrong phones later, and still had to send them back.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what this made me think about, and this is one of those things. Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and say it, that it really gets under my skin. There you go. Not for everybody. You got to know what we can and can't say to certain individuals.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta be intentional.
Timing is everything.
You got to be intentional. But yeah, what I was gonna say about suppressing yourself, and these people that don't understand, the one thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna add this to traffic and timeshares of things that get on my nerves. When people say, "Oh, I'm not gonna be nice like him," that is never a compliment. It's never. People say, "Oh, I just said you was nice." It is not a compliment.
Nope.
So what I would do is I handle stuff the way I handle it. I have more finesse. I can get kids, I can get adults, I can get people to do what I need them to do without making a scene.
Right.
Without, I can get them to do what I want and they would agree with me and it'll be peaceful.
Right.
But people who can't do that look on the outside and think that it's a negative thing.
Right.
And at one time, I would suppress that part of myself because I didn't want people to think I was like that. But that's not what it is. I mean, bro, I used to be the cooler. I sold insurance for rental cars, and they sent me in there to the hardest assignments.
Right.
to sell. Top 5 in the state every month.
There it is.
But, it didn't feel right to me. But anyway, you go ahead, man. I'll cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying, but again, that goes back to attention. You had got the attention and or the reputation as a nice guy or whatever, and people, old school saying, people mistake kindness for a fool, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I kill you with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
I had, I don't mind a person thinking, oh man, he's soft, I can get over on him.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I want you to think that.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I'm still sitting where I want to sit at, and you gone.
True that.
I've made it work successfully 2 times now, and working on the 3rd.
Oh, okay. See.
So I don't mind you thinking I'm soft. Mind you thinking I'm you ain't got no backbone. All that kind of stuff. Think all of that, and then look up and realize, oh, this man got exactly what he wanted.
Yeah. See, and that's why I always say you got to redefine what winning is.
Right.
Redefine what success is. Because if you just want to be the one that have the attention and get the oohs and ahs, that's what you're going to get.
Right.
And not winning is whatever you're trying to achieve.
Exactly. And that's part of the game. The 48 laws of power, sometimes you got to take a short-term loss for a long-term success. That's part of it. Sometimes you got to say the right thing at this moment to get the results you want later. Sometimes you want the attention. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to walk into a room, do 4 or 5 things and walk out. Nobody ever knew you were there.
Uh-huh. That's it.
Yeah. So it all depends on what you want to do. Attention is a skill. Like someone said earlier, there's a skill as well as a weapon.
Yeah.
And we already had that discussion about a weapon. The weapon is about how you use it.
Okay.
It's not in itself inherently bad.
Yep. That's true. That's true. Now there was something here. Where was it? Let me find it. Because it was here we go. And you see this a lot in entertainment, especially like YouTube. It says, if you find yourself in a lowly position that offers little opportunity for you to draw attention, an effective trick is to attack the most visible, most famous, most powerful person you can find.
It's effective.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with it as a tactic. Nevertheless, it is effective. There's a lot of people we know who only popular, they start at being popular was going attacking somebody who was more popular than them or more well known.
Well, all right. What about this? I wouldn't say attack, but what if you say criticize? You know what I'm saying? What they saying, because this is what I see in the YouTube space, in the YouTube streets, what they call it. They say, this person says this. I don't think that's right.
Now, I'm okay with criticism.
Right.
It's the motivation behind the criticism.
Mm-hmm.
If the criticism is an honest criticism, hey, they said 2 + 2 is 5. Brother, 2 + 2 ain't 5.
Mm-hmm.
2 + 2 is 4. That's, if it's an honest criticism or just a real honest difference of opinion,
right,
I respect that. But if you are solely criticizing somebody or scandalizing some person to try to make yourself,
that's not right.
I disagree with it.
Not right.
That would be clout chasing, in my opinion.
Depends on how you do it.
Right, and I don't necessarily agree with that as a tactic. I feel like, me personally, whatever I'm doing, I'll invest enough into myself and into my skill in that world to draw my attention that way over trying to down somebody else. Especially most of the time, it's people in the same kind of space that do this to one another.
That's true.
It'll be one black male talking about another black male, or a black woman talking about a black man, or a black man talking about a black woman, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can do better than that. Again, honest criticism is good for everybody.
Yeah.
But to just go out and just shoot somebody down for the purpose of shooting them down, no, I can't support that.
Just to put yourself ahead. Now,
Right,
I agree with you. I don't support it either. I'm bringing up the point. But yeah, I don't. You got to have some honor about yourself. But I'm gonna tell you what. You see this when there's a group of people. When there's a group of, you remember hanging out in the corner wherever you used to hang out at, and that one person come up and they got to start checking somebody. They got to start doing something to get that attention on them.
Yep.
And that's what they was trying to get through. There's another part in here. Further down, we talk about Pablo Picasso.
Oh yeah.
And I thought this was interesting because I got a lot of lessons out of that too. You know, Pablo Picasso never allowed himself to fade into the background. It's better to create something ugly and disturbing than to let viewers grow too familiar with his work. And if you look at Pablo Picasso's paintings, and I didn't believe it when I saw it, but it makes sense. You know, when you think of Pablo Picasso, you get the paintings that are, everything is misshapen, is, you know, I might big, small, and just squares and things like that. But his earlier paintings were like realistic life kind of stuff. So that's what he did. He just did something to keep. What's the next Pablo Picasso coming out? Oh yeah, see, it's this one. Or what the dude name is, Banksy.
Yeah.
You ever heard of him? Banksy is another artist. His paintings selling for millions of dollars. I mean, like, so what this dude did is he painted this painting, one of a kind, put it in a frame, went to auction. As soon as the people bought it, they heard a buzzing and a whirring. It was a shredder and built into the frame, and it shredded the painting. And this was like last year he did that, but he got that attention. It was a Banksy.
And that's, I agree with Pablo Picasso in his approach.
Yeah.
Because he controlled that. He didn't go out and try to, you know, make somebody else paint like, oh, y'all should be looking at my painting because that dude painting ain't nothing. I got the you know, he just changed his style up. So you know what? They think they know what I'm about to put out. Watch me hit them with something different.
Yeah.
So I respect that to the highest and the fullest level. You know, that's a self-made move in my opinion. And I highly respect that. And that is a proper use of attention. I got the spotlight on me. They think that's back to that mystery thing again.
Well, yeah, definitely. Because it said, you know, understand, people feel superior to the person whose actions they can predict.
Exactly. Now I'm a big proponent of that. I'm a huge proponent of let them wonder, let them think they know you, and then do something different. Now I absolutely believe I stand behind that 100%.
Yep.
Because when people think they got you figured out, it's true. They do lose a little bit of respect for you. You got to show them something different.
Always got to flip it.
You know what I'm saying?
So like part 2, you know, we didn't chopped it up apart part 1, but part 2, create an air of mystery. That what you was talking about a lot during this broadcast. Never make it too clear what you are doing or about to do. Don't show all your cards. And an air of mystery heightens your presence. It also creates anticipation, and everyone will be watching you to see what happens next.
Yep.
You know, we do this with our families.
Yes.
Have a surprise for the kids or the wife.
Yep.
Or the lady, you know.
Keep them wondering.
You never know.
It's a good day for that coming up right now. Valentine's Day. They know they're getting something.
Yeah.
But they don't know what they get.
Look, I'm going to tell you what I used to do for Christmas. Every year. I did something like I would hide the gifts in places that was in plain sight that she would sit on or pass every day, like under the mattress on her side of the bed. One time I made her go through a scavenger hunt So I sent her text messages, but took pictures of things, and that she had to figure it out to get to where the next clue was, and it
Right.
led to a little gift. So that air of mystery, was good. It kept it going.
Yep.
Well, I think they talk about what Mata Hari. Mata Hari. I
Oh
ain't heard
yeah.
that name before.
Yeah, that ended up bad for her though.
Yeah, cause she kept
Maharani.
doing it. That did end up bad.
And that's again, got she this 48 laws of power, man. When you decide to get in that game and get strong in that game, you got to be very careful. And back in that time for women, they look for any excuse to throw women under the bus back then.
Oh yeah. That was a whole nother thing. To be playing with that much power as a woman long ago, what, 1904, 1900s? Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to be very careful.
Very careful. Very
That
careful.
was a dangerous game.
But again, this like so much of this book.
Mm-hmm.
These are tools.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful tools. And I do wish I had read this book at 21.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wonder where I would be right now in life. Hell, 18. If I'd had enough sense to sit down and read it at 18.
Yeah. And
I definitely would have I'd have made some different decisions. This book is tools. And we need to use these tools to get where we're trying to go. So if you need some attention, this is the chapter for you.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're doing something that requires attention.
Right. This is the chapter for you to understand why it's important. By all means, read the chapter, use it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, you got to adapt. You got to keep going.
Right. We're trying to put some tools in your toolbox out there.
Man, you got to have it. You got to have it. So, you know what, man, we can round this thing out, man, because right at the end here, never appear overly greedy for attention, because it signals insecurity, and insecurity drives power away. So there's certain times when you got to lay off it. Let somebody else shine. You got to shut up.
Timing. Timing is a time and a place for everything. There's certain people you can do things with, certain people you can't. Please use these tools properly.
Yeah.
If you don't, I would almost advise, if you don't know how to use it, don't.
Leave it alone.
Try something else. It might be something that's better for you in here than this one right here. If you're a little shaky with it, try something you're more comfortable with.
Okay.
Because it's several stories where this attention went real left and went bad for the people.
Yeah, you can get Fouquet or worse. But I say this though, you know what? If you want to court attention, you want to see what it's like, practice it on a small scale where there's no risk. Do something at home with your family and see what happens with the attention, and see how they notice it. It don't have to be anything bad. Just something small, just to see. And you'll see what we're saying is true.
Yep.
All right, man. So what you got?
All of that, people, use the tools properly.
Mm-hmm.
These are great tools. Continue to read. We'll be back next week with another chapter. Hey, if you're getting that attention, have a purpose and have something to offer behind it.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Doc. You got something else?
No, that's about it, man. We went over everything. Good conversation. Like I said, we got to share a lot, and see how this chapter, I can see how people would think this is negative.
Yes. But
it's all about how you look at it. I mean, I saw it in a different way. It helped me. It helped me realize new things that I can do. It helped me realize things that I can say, and how I can help more people.
There you go.
By being more attentive. So yeah, that's it. Can't wait for Saturday. It's a good show on Saturday.
Good show on Saturday. I'm excited about Saturday's show. Put my best face forward for you guys. We got some guests on here we think y'all gonna love. I just can't wait till the clips come out. I think the clips we're gonna be able to cut up from this one might be ridiculous.
You know what? Let me go ahead and show them a little something here. Let me show them a little something here. Window. There we go. All right, we're going to share that right there. Let's go ahead and get that sharing going on. Add them to the screen. There we go.
There it is. They coming through. They coming through Saturday.
Mr. Larry versus
Percy. We're going to find out who got the best advice.
Yes, sir.
For you gentlemen and ladies going into this Valentine's Day weekend. You know, early Saturday morning. You got a couple more days and a couple more hours to get it together. Listen to these brothers. They're going to drop some knowledge on you. You know, maybe have a laugh or two. We're going to have a good time Saturday morning.
Yes, sir. So that's it, man.
Thank you all for joining us. Another episode of Book of Man Book Study, 48 Laws of Power. We'll be back next week, 7 p.m. on Thursday. We love y'all. We appreciate you for joining us. We out.
Peace.